You are now watching MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Chill! Everybody, this is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman of RPG, and I'm Premier Boy Podcast. Welcome to another episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV, exclusively on YouTube. Hope all is well. And y'all already know we got another special guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is an author. She is also a podcast host, and she got a podcast show called For a Change, Be Bold. We got Annakay Hutchinson in the building, and we're going to talk about her podcast journey, her business, and many more. Also, watch till the end of the show. We got a giveaway with myself and Annakay got going on, so look out for it. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at the time, I come back special guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is an author. She also have a podcast show called For a Change, Be Bold. We got Annakay Hutchinson in the building. Annakay, how you doing?
I am doing great, and thank you for having me on your show today. I am so excited to do this and to talk with your audience and to share more with them about, the podcast and, my service and what I do. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, and welcome to the show. And she's also a part of the co-op crew, the co-op committee, shout out to Angelica and Cooper Creepin. But welcome to the show. And we're gonna start off with, where are you from?
So I'm in Las Vegas right now, but I'm from Jamaica. So I lived in Jamaica for 16 years and then I moved to Vegas. So I moved here in 2012. And I know a lot of people, they questioned me the first time when they hear like, what are you doing here? Like in the desert, you're from like a tropical climate and you're here in the hot Vegas. Like there are two different things that doesn't even coincide, right? But my family moved here, and so I moved to Vegas, and I love Vegas. I love it.
Nice. I ain't gonna lie. Vegas is one place I always want to go. So that's like on my wish list. So
You
Vegas
should
is
come.
Nice. So if you could describe yourself with one word, what would that word be and why?
Resilient. That would be that word. It's just being able to pick yourself back up after anything, and that's who I am. I mean, it doesn't matter how many no's I get, I'm still going to push forward. I'm still going to be resilient, and I'm still going to fight to the end. And I mean, you have certain things you have to let go and know that it's the end and it's not going to work out. But I think personally for me, it's like, if I know I have it in me to do it, I'm going to push towards doing it, and I'm going to fight until, it's like, I can't do it anymore. So, yeah.
Nice. Good choice. So let's talk about you growing up. Like, how was you growing up? Let's talk about your beginning of life, I should say.
Oh, yeah. So growing up, lived with both parents, my siblings. We lived in Jamaica. Close knit people we are like, each other, look out for each other. So when I moved here to Vegas, and it was like different, where I'm calling to my neighbors and they're looking at me like, oh, why are you talking to me? It was just a difference, right? Because I wasn't used to that. I was used to the environment where I walk outside, my neighbor is there, I'm like, hey, good morning, and we're having that conversation. So growing up, I would say that I experienced a more community knit environment that I was in. And so everyone looked out for each other. And my family was always there. They're still here, supporting me 100%. So I would say my upbringing was always centered around family, always centered around supporting each other and being there for them. Yeah.
That is amazing. That's amazing. And how all that you've been through made you the person that you are today?
It made me the person who I am today. Growing up in Jamaica, third world country, right? And moving here, you see the different changes, and you see how much of, what I grew up in, the lifestyle I lived back then, is so different right now, because, not a lot of kids there have everything that they need. And so when I was growing up in Jamaica, I didn't have every single thing that I need. And so it pushed me to want to, gain more or to learn more so that I can have a legacy at the end of the day for my kids when I have them. And so that it helped me to know that, hey, this is my upbringing, this is where I was from, with limited resources, but now I have a lot right here and I can use those to pivot my life to the point that I want to go.
Nice. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So in 2017, you started your business called For Change Be Bold. Like, tell us how that started, how the idea came together, and how you came up with the name, because that's a dope name, by the way.
Okay, so the story behind this is that For Change Be Bold wasn't the name originally. It was called Youth Stand Up. And the whole purpose was to give back to youths. So I wanted to provide a platform where I could give back monetarily to youths at the end of the summer break. So like Jamaica, I wanted to give back to, the youths there. And so that's how the whole concept around For Change Be Bold started, was to, give back. And so in 2017, I decided that I was going to do, collect donations to give back to youths. And it didn't plan out the way I wanted to, but I actually got the opportunity in 2019, which I did a back to school drive, give out backpacks to local youth here in Las Vegas. And we also did a blanket drive for the Las Vegas Partnership for Homeless Youths. So we collect blankets, over 60 something blankets, and we gave it back to the community. And so the purpose of it was to actually give back to youths and to push into youths that they're capable of doing anything they want. And I love the youths. I believe that, hey, if we grow our youths in the right way, then our future is going to look great. We can't leave them out, because guess what? We need them to make our future better, right?
That's true. Yeah,
and they are the next generation. So we have to think about the fact that we have to start looking out for them. And so many youths, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from. Every single youth needs someone to be there for them, to help them, to support them, and just to show them that, hey, it doesn't matter how many times you felt let down by your family, your friends, people around you telling you can't do this, you're able to do it. And so that was the passion. And then For Change Be Bold, the name came from, just like thinking about what I wanted and how I wanted to push forward. And then For Change, which is, if you want to make change, you have to be bold in your stance. And so that's how the name came about. It's just me thinking about what's the direction that I want to go. And every single step of the way is just being bold. And that's how the name came about. And then the podcast. So the podcast.
We'll get to the podcast. We'll get to the podcast. But before we get to the podcast, I just want to say that y'all doing amazing things right now. We need more program. We need more program to do more for the youth. So that's the fact that you're doing it. That's amazing. So keep doing your thing. Like I said at the beginning, that name is dope. I like the name.
Thank you.
Dope. And also, so you mentioned we got the podcast to it with the same name. But before we talk about the podcast itself, what made you want to go that route? Becoming a podcaster.
Oh, so I didn't even, it was just one of those. Okay, so I was listening to a podcast episode actually, and I was listening to someone sharing how they started their podcast. And I literally was just at home sitting, and I'm like, I like to talk, but not every single time I like to be in front of the camera, right? And so I was just like, it's the perfect way for me to share what I want to share, but don't have to have the camera and everyone staring at me or looking at me. And that's how I was just like, hey, I'm going to start the podcast right there. And then, so I started a podcast with no direction really. It wasn't anything where I'm like, okay, I had this planned out. Let's get it, going. And as soon as I get into it, learn more about it, that's how I started planning out, like, okay, this is what I want to do. And this is the direction I want to take with the podcast. So yeah.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Because when I started my show, I had no direction as well. So it basically was like as a grow as you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I could definitely relate to that.
I mean, I feel like it's the best things that you can do is when you just lead with just going at it. Because if you think too much into it, that's when you're going to start thinking, hey, I'm not going to do this because I can't do it. Or you're going to have all these negative thoughts coming at you. But if you just say, hey, I'm going to just do it, you find that it works out way better.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the podcast. For Change Be Bold. Like how, like when did you started it? Tell us about it and the idea and everything about it.
So yeah, I started For Change Be Bold in 2019. So I started March of 2019. Yes. And so I started the podcast from my in my closet. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
where I started the podcast. And I just started off by just going over stuff that I've learned previously and what I've known and just sharing stuff like that. And so a couple of the episodes will talk about, goal setting and how to set goals and, any pertaining to goals. And those are the things that I learned previously. And I was like, oh, I'm going to start sharing that. And then the direction to just start interviewing entrepreneurs became a thing of the podcast. So as I said before, I started a podcast not thinking what direction I wanted to go or where I wanted to go. But then more and more I realized, hey, this podcast could be for entrepreneurs just to share what they have done to get to the place that they're at. And so For Change Be Bold birthed to, form this community to, take entrepreneurs to the next level to showcase their brand, their services. And I have talked to so many incredible people who literally started out the same way I did. They just had the idea, they just ran with the idea, and now they're business owners. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know I heard your podcast show, and it's a dope show. It gives a lot of good information about entrepreneurship and stuff like that. I enjoying it, and I know everybody else could enjoy it. So I would let my audience know, where can I listen to your podcast show?
So you can listen to the podcast show on anchor.fm. So you can go on there, and we have Spotify, we have Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. So pretty much you can even tell Alexa to play the podcast. So there you go. So the podcast is everywhere that you want to listen to it. And yeah, you can listen also on our website. So if you go to www.forchangepeople.com, then you can also listen to the podcast there.
Okay, nice. So if you had like any dream guest who want on your show, who would you want on your show? Like any dream guest that you want? If you have like a top 3, anybody you want?
So I thought about this, right? And I have a few people who I want to interview on the show. And I was just thinking, like, how do I narrow this down? So I have to go to the 3 people who literally was like at the front from the get-go. And so Nicole Walters, she is the founder of Inherit Learning. I'm not sure if you know her, but she is very like outspoken. She's bubbly, and her personality just give you that welcoming spirit. And I'm like, oh, I really want her on the podcast. And then I have Nicole Campbell. So Nicole Campbell is from Jamaica. She is the founder of AIM Educational Services. And so it's a program where she helps youth in Jamaica get overseas to complete their studies. And so I wanted to talk to her also on the podcast. And then the last person I want to talk to is Annakay Campbell. So, I mean, if you know anything about me, I'm all about gospel. I love my gospel. I love my root is, the church and everything like that. So I'm big, and I love her music and I love her spirit. So I really would like to interview her also on the podcast. So yeah.
That would be dope. Anything possible, you get all of them on the show. I've always been a Mary fan, so that would be pretty.
Exactly,
that would be pretty dope.
right? Yeah.
So what is the goal for your podcast show, and when audience look to your podcast show, what can they get from it?
So the goal for the podcast, so 2022, I'm looking for bigger things, which is to interview more people, and not just interviewing them, but also giving them that platform that they can also help other people. And so the goal for the podcast is to have new segments on there. So I'm working on one right now, which is called The Takeover. So what I'm doing is I'm inviting people on to literally just, take over the episode. So I'm not going to be there talking with them. They're just going to come up with their own topic, their own, whatever they want to do for that segment, they can talk. And that's like the plan right now for 2022. And I'm working on that. So I'm also working on, more episodes throughout the week because my podcast mainly focuses on Fridays. And so I want to be more diverse, having more shows throughout the week and, creating a space for other people to come and listen, not just on Fridays, but, throughout the week. And so that's the plan for the show right now. That's where I'm at. And yeah, just building a community and building one that we can grow together, work together, and women support women, but men support, having men in the pot too, because many times we talk about women supporting women, but I mean, we have to support every single person. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree. And if you need somebody, I can
hey,
make a
yeah, come on over, Ken.
that would be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But also, you're also an author as well. So tell us, what made you want to go that route?
Author. That's what you said, right? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, author.
Yeah, so I have a book. It's called Embrace Your Dreams, My Ingredients for Success. So it started in 2017 also. Let's go back to 2017. And it was a summer, and this lady by the name of Rosen Reed, she's from Jamaica. I know her from, tender age. We, go to church and everything like that together. And so she started a group, a Facebook group, and the group was about allowing people to write a book, and it was called Birth That Dream. And so it was a book challenge, and I decided to join. It was free, and it was summer, and I had nothing to do that summer. So I decided, okay, I'm going to join it. And by joining that challenge, I got the book out of it, and I was
nice.
just like, yeah, I'm going to publish the book. And it pretty much digs into how we can, the ingredients for success, the ingredients that we need. So some of the stuff that you'll find in the book is, we are in control, right, of the direction that we want. And so I talk about, it's just like, driving a vehicle, right? Or learning how to drive. And when you're learning how to drive, you're curious, you're eager, right? And so every single day you're ready to get around the steering wheel and start learning how to drive, because you want to get your own car, you want to go, go on your own, go with your friends and everything like that. And it's that same ingredients that we need to position ourselves and to get to where we are going in life. And so that's what the book entails, and it brings you through a journey of how we can become, more successful in our lives.
Nice. I definitely gotta check that book out. And where can they get the book?
You can get the book on Amazon. So it's on Amazon. You can get it as an ebook, or you can get it as the physical copy. So yeah. So it's called Embrace Your Dreams, My Ingredients for Success.
Nice. And as you know, we are in a pandemic. I guess we're still in a pandemic.
Yes.
So my question to you is, when the pandemic happened, how did it affect you, and what did you learn from it?
So I learned a lot. I learned that you need people around you. So that's one thing I learned from it. And I also learned that there's so many people in this world that are lonely. And the pandemic kind of brought that more out. And it triggers the fact that we work so much that we weren't there for family. So the pandemic allowed us to slow down and allowed us to think about other people around us. So I took so much away from it. But one of the things that I took away from the pandemic is that we go hard. We as a people, we go hard. And when I say that, I mean like every single person was hustling. They were making a comeback for themselves. And so many people quit their jobs.
Yeah.
So many people quit their jobs to start their own business because they realize it's not a fair game in that 9-to-5 job. And I'm not telling anyone to quit their job who's listening, but I'm just saying it opened a more direction for people who wanted to do that. So that's what the pandemic did. But personally, it allowed me to realize that I need family. Family is important. Having people around us is important. And, we can't get through this life without having someone there for us.
Yes, I definitely agree. And, I agree with you on also that the pandemic did help everybody to basically find a hustle. And I agree with you on that, because it helped me find my hustle as well, to go harder with the show. Because before I didn't have no mic and everything, but now, everything changed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like one of those things, we just need something to push us. It's just as
yeah,
like, having that spark that can get us going. And I think everybody found that spark throughout the pandemic to push forward and to know that, hey, we can't give up. So yeah.
yeah, definitely agree. So
Mhm.
let's get back to brighter notes. Let's get back to brighter notes. And like, what is your dream venture? Like something that you always want to do but you didn't do yet.
Oh my God, what is that? I do have a lot. I'm just there thinking like, you know what? One of my biggest dream that I haven't done as yet is to take a trip around Europe. So
Mm,
that's what I want to do. So I have been thinking about it. I want to take a trip to England. I want to go to Brussels. I just want to take a trip around Europe and just learn more about the country itself and the environment. Yeah. So yeah,
I,
that's one thing I haven't done and I want to do. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I definitely want to do that too. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And so, what other project that you got going on that we haven't spoke about yet?
So we have t-shirts that I launched this year. So it's called For Change. Well, the t-shirts have different phrase on there. So like Live Bold, I have on one of the t-shirts right now. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this
Nice,
one is
nice.
the Live Bold. We have them in pink and black. We also have Be Bold, and I'm working on more clothing lines with different phrases for the 2022. So that's what I'm working on right now. And also I'm working on creating another space, an outlet for youths. And so I am working on what we can do to help impact our youths in today's society. And I think because the pandemic happened, many of our youths, they lose interest in school.
Yeah,
So, how do we gain that? How do we help them to gain back that interest? Because a lot of them are like thinking they don't have to do school, they don't have to go to school anymore, and they can become YouTubers. And I'm not saying you can't become YouTubers, but at the end of the day, what do you fall back on if that doesn't work? And
yeah.
so I want them to think about that. Think about what are you going to do if this doesn't work, if that doesn't plan out? What is your plan B? And so that's my next goal, to create something for the youth to look forward to. So yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. Looking forward to everything that's about to happen for you. And
Yeah.
what they have to say for everybody that's gonna send out you, like with the podcast, your business, and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Say something inspirational.
You know, what I want to say is understanding your sound is going to be different. Understanding that you're not going to be sounding, or you're not going to look, or you're not going to be like every single person around you. But understand that you are unique, that you have a great potential of doing anything you want. Understanding that you add flavor to every single day. And it might not be like someone who's famous. It might not be like someone who's captivating the audience right now or is taking their business to the next platform, but you have a space that you can ignite a fire. You can bring people to you. You can bring people to see who you are. So keep pushing, keep pressing. As I said, your sound is going to be different and it's going to be your sound. So remember that.
Amazing, amazing. And before you go, we're gonna play a segment game. We're
Yeah.
gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. Well, actually, five random topics, and you give me your response to it. No matter how long or short it is, the answer is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
All right. So the first one is, what is your favorite era of music?
R&B. You said R&B, right? Okay. Oh, Lord. What's my favorite R&B music?
Well, I would say era, like yeah, but I mean
Oh,
R&B fit though.
okay. So like what? Okay. I want to say the 90s. Let's say that.
Of course.
Yeah.
90s also always the best.
Yeah.
Your favorite all-time show.
Martin.
Of course. Best comedy ever. Best comedy ever. I think you probably kind of already answered this already, but one place you wish you could go.
Right now.
But right now.
Right. Let me just say right now, because I've been thinking about this. Disneyland in Florida.
Yeah, that one place I haven't been yet either. That would be fire. What's your favorite favorite food?
My favorite food is going to be from my culture. So it's ackee and saltfish. I'm not sure if you
Oh,
guys ever tried
no,
it.
I did.
You
I
have.
did.
If you
I
have
did.
it, I'm telling you, you need to. But yeah, it's my favorite food.
No, Aki is real good. I like it. Aki is real good.
Yeah.
And last one, who is one person that you want to meet?
One person I want to meet. Oh my God, who is that? Ah, when you put one person, it's just like, oh, it's so hard to even
Oh,
choose.
so you know what? Give me three. Give me three.
Okay, so I want to meet Oprah. That's
Hmm.
one. I would love to meet Erica Campbell. That's two. And the third person that I will want to meet, let's see. If I want to put for my number three. I'm just like, who do I want to meet for my number three? Okay, so the third person I would want to meet is I'll go with someone who is not here. And
Hmm.
the only reason why I want to say someone is not here because I would love to pick their brain, and that's Bob Marley.
Hmm.
Yeah. I would love
That'd
to
be
know
dope.
why, how he got like his music, and they speak so much volume even now in today's day. You listen to one of his songs and you're like, oh my God, like he knows the future and everything was gonna happen, or. So I'd like to meet him to pick his brain. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fire. That would be amazing as well. Being
Mhm.
Bob Marley. All your choices was good. But Miss Annakay, thank you for coming on the show. It's been amazing talking to you, having you on the show. Keep doing your thing with everything you're doing, the podcast show, your book, and everything. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know what? I want to do something for your audience. So I want to give them a free copy of my book and also a t-shirt. So we do have our podcast t-shirts, which is the name of our show on there. So I want to do that. So I don't know what rules you want to put towards it, but let me know and I'll give them a copy of the book and a t-shirt.
All right, we gonna figure that out. We definitely gonna figure that out.
Okay,
But wait, no,
awesome.
before you go, drop your social media where they could reach you, your book, your podcast, everything. Drop everything. This is your time. Drop everything.
Nice, nice. So the podcast is called For Change Be Bold. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook at For Change Be Bold. My main Instagram page is called Annakay Hutchinson. If you want to follow me on there, you can also visit our website and it's www.forchangebebold.com. There you can purchase the book, or you can just go to amazon.com and type in Embrace Your Dreams, My Ingredients for Success, and get a copy of the book. You can also go on our website and go to our Etsy site where you can purchase our t-shirts. So we have a few left in stock, which is the Live Bold t-shirts, the Be Bold t-shirts. And as I said, the colors are in black and pink. So you can grab a t-shirt and a copy of the book too. There you go.
Okay, dope, dope. That's amazing. And thank you. And we'll be right back. The time that everybody for tuning in to the latest episode of Gentleman Like the Pocket TV. Thank you to my special guest, Ms. Annakay Hutchinson, for coming on the show. Y'all doing amazing things with your business, helping the youth. We need more programs like that. So once again, thank you. And check out her podcast show, For a Change Be Bold Podcast. It's a dope show, especially if you're an entrepreneur. This is a show that you need to check out. So continue to check it out. And once again, thank you, Mr. Annakay, for coming on the show. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I said that we got a giveaway coming out with myself and Miss Annakay having, and it is called the For Change Be Bold Lifestyle Giveaway. Well, we are giving away 2 free shirts and a free book for Annakay. So y'all want to know how to get on this giveaway? Just follow MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast IG page. Also follow For a Change Be Bold Podcast IG page. When the episode is released, screenshot the episode, share it on your IG story, tag both myself and Annakay, and from there we will pick the winner. This giveaway is on to December 17th, so y'all only got a week to do this. And we picking 2 winners, one for myself and one other one for her. So yeah, so y'all already know. Join in this giveaway. Yeah, this is my first giveaway, and I'm happy to do it with Mr. Annakay. So this will be fun. So y'all already know. Also, Y'all want to be guests on MrGentleman Like the Pocket TV? Y'all can just email me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, Ken ypgent@gmail.com, and we can set something up. This is a YouTube exclusive show, but also y'all can also check out the audio version of The Gentleman Like That podcast each and every Sunday at 12 p.m. We are on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pod, and many more. We are not on Spotify at the moment, but once we get that problem figured out, we should be back on the platform. And yes, season 5 is out now. So support the show. If y'all want to rate the show, rate the podcast show on Good Pod, Apple Podcast, Podchaser, 5-star rating so everybody can know more about the show. But once again, thank y'all for tuning in to. Oh, and by the way, subscribe to the YouTube page. I keep forgetting to do that. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Ken, MrGentleman Like That Pocket TV. I repeat, Ken, aka MrGentleman Like That TV on YouTube. And y'all would get all the episodes of MrGentleman Like That Pocket TV. And yeah, and once again, thank y'all for watching this episode. Have a good day and night, wherever you're watching this episode. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 5. Chill!